We'll be using the tried and true 3 systems color. With these 3 colors, there are many possibilities. One of the things that you need to know is a thing called after image. Now, an after image is when you take a color like red, this is a cadmium red, but it's a light cadmium. There are many hues of red, so we'll put another hue over here. That is alizarin crimson. Now we can mix the two. And we'll get another red, and maybe we'll put this one at the bottom of this one. We have 2 reds. An orangey cadmium. We say orangey because it's tending towards yellow. And we have the alizarin. Now, the interesting thing is that red produces an after image of green. Green is a mixture of 2 colors. We call it a secondary color. I'm going to mix it right beside the yellow. I'll keep that side clean. I'm going to put a green beside the red. Now, if I put them together, I'll get brown. By putting them together, I sort of defeat the whole purpose of them being together, because once you've combined them, you lose the purity. So I'm bringing that purity back by just drifting a little water around them. What happens when my colors get dirty? Can I clean them up? Yes, you can. Usually watercolors won't sit into the paper until they've sat for a while. Takes a while for them to go in. Okay, there's my red and green. And now I can add a little bit of yellow to clean it up a little. And I see that the cobalt, it's okay for green. It makes a washed out green, more like army green. The phthalocene, on the other hand, makes a very, very dramatic green. The kind of green that gets us excited. So now I've done my little experiment and I've said, well, I don't think I'm going to use cobalt for my greens because it's not the best green in the world. But I do like the cadmium. So there's the red and green together. Let's try that again now. Take a little bit of the cadmium, put it on some dry paper, drop a smidge of the alizarin into it, and then not touching it but close to it, we'll add the phthalo green. We'll let that dry and we're going to take a look at that in a moment. Next we have the blue and orange. I'm going to do the orange with some fairly strong cadmium and then come at it with a little bit of alizarin. Mix it on the paper. So many different kinds of orange. Let's add a little more here, a little more yellow. Mix it in. We'll just kind of tail it off now. So we've gone from an orange to a red orange to a lighter orange and almost to a yellow. Now we're going to put the blue at the other end. Now this is the strong blue, so I'm going to put it here. I'm keeping my eye on my red and green here. But as I just try to do some just shapes and edges, hard edges, soft edges, but not touching, because then you will get intermediate colors. When you get all three colors going, they turn into intermediate colors, and those are fine, but they're not lively. So notice I'm keeping the edge soft. There we go. So I've put the blue next to the orange. We'll strengthen it up a bit there. That's the phthalo blue. The cobalt blue, which I'll use a little thicker. Add a little water. I think it's colder. And we're just kind of making a little shape there. Nothing very fancy. Maybe bring it down here beside the orange. Not touching it though. So we have a classic color combination of red and green, orange and blue. Then we have a yellow and a blue. These are called adjacent colors. It means if you take a blue, like here, and a yellow, and then just add a little bit of the blue into the yellow, you get a warm green. See? Some people might call it turquoise, but it's a yellow green, or if there's more blue, it's a blue green. So just a little bit more, just balancing the color here. I'm using phthalo and cadmium. Okay, so they're close. Then as you move out of the blue into the yellow, now we're really getting a yellow-green. Oh, kind of a summer green on a plant. Keep the edges soft, and I don't go over and over it. And eventually, you'll have pure yellow. If we can manage to lose some of the blue, we'll end up with a pure, there we are. And once again, soften the edge. The idea of this experiment is to find out what all the colors do. Okay. So this would be called adjacent colors or analogous colors. They're in the same family. Like red is as far from green as hot is from cold. Red has to go a long way before it melts into green. So the red would have to go to, the next is violet. And then from violet, it would have to go to blue, and then from blue to blue-green, and then from blue-green to yellow-green, and then from yellow-green, well, let's just think, to yellow, and then, we made green. There it was. That's how far we had to go. See, so you can make them all come together, and we call that the color wheel. Frankly, I think you're better learning it this way just in the beginning because you get to experiment with your colors.